Good morning and welcome to the Luca Show. I'm your host, Luca. And in today's show, we're going to discuss the MVP race as it stands right now. And then I'm going to give you guys my top five NFL teams going into week 18, the final week of this NFL season. But before we do that, again, I would like to give my prayers and my thoughts to Damar Hamlin and his family. Yesterday, Wednesday, we had some good news that the doctors were saying that he is responding well and he's getting better. They didn't go specifically into exactly what that means, but any news is good news right now. And so far, it looks like Damar Hamlin is working on his way and battling through and trying to make a full recovery. So again, our thoughts and our prayers are with him and with his family, and I hope the young man makes a full recovery. So I'm going to give you guys real quick here the layout of what the MVP race looks like right now. The odd makers have Patrick Mahomes right now leading the MVP race with minus 750. That's huge. That's a huge point spread right there, or huge odds. Minus 750 for Patrick Mahomes, followed by Joe Burrow at plus 750. Then we have Josh Allen at plus 1,000 and Jalen Hurts at plus 1,200. The thing for Patrick Mahomes, the reason why I think he's leading so much like this is because consistency. From game one all the way till now, the Chiefs have really been either Patrick Mahomes or bust. The defense hasn't been that good. They're okay. They're in the middle of the pack. But it seems like every game, Patrick Mahomes has to go out there and either win the game or they'll lose the game. The defense have showed some flashes here now and again, but it's not a top 10 defense. They're horrible pass defense, and they're an okay run defense, but mostly when people are playing the Chiefs, no one runs on them, so they're always just passing. So he's just been so consistent this season. He leads the leagues in touchdowns. He leads the leagues in yards. He lead the leagues in yards per game. He lead the leagues in QBR, and I think he's only second to Tua at rating. So I mean, right now, I think if barring a miracle to happen, I think Patrick Mahomes will be the end of the season. He will be the MVP of the NFL. Joe Burrow started off really slow, but since then he has been making up ground, but his team started very slow, and he also started slow. I think he started the first game with 4 or 5 turnovers. It was ridiculous. So he had a lot of catching up to do, and I think that Patrick Mahomes he's just too far ahead for him. The mystery of Josh Allen is coming into the season, he was the MVP favorite, but he played well early on, and then he had a midseason. I don't want to call it a collapse, but he had a midseason down where for 4 or 3 games, he was horrendous. I mean, he was turning the ball over in the red zone. His completion percentage was like 50 something or low early. I think it was high 50s, low 60s. I mean, it was not good at all. And his team wasn't doing that well, so he dropped. The only person that I think that could have gave Mahomes the run for his money was Jalen Hurts. And unfortunately, the young man got hurt, and he missed 2 games. And that you miss 2 games in the NFL, especially being a quarterback, that's going to get you out the MVP race. So as it looks right now, I think Mahomes will win the MVP. They're playing the Raiders this week, and it's an important game, so Mahomes will ball out. He will show out. And I think if I was a betting man, I'd put my money on Mahomes. So I think the MVP, rightly so, is Patrick Mahomes. Now let's look at the power rankings. Well, not power rankings. My top 5 rankings of NFL teams going into Week 18. Now, I'm not specifically looking at their schedule. I mean, their win schedule or their record or anything like that. I'm just based on my eye test and what I've seen so far this season. I'm just gonna give you guys my top 5 team, starting from 5 all the way to number 1. At 5, I think I have the Buffalo Bills at 5. I think the Bills are a good team. when they're on, they're on. And when they're on, they are unbeatable. When Josh Allen is clicking and when he's playing at his highest absolute level, no one can rival him, possibly, except Mahomes. I mean, he is just ridiculous when he's on. And when their defense is clicking, they're really all virtually unstoppable. So I think you guys heard that. That's an airplane passing by. I live next to an airport. But anyway, yeah. What do you call it? When the Bills are clicking and when Josh Allen is clicking, they are unstoppable. But I think they're gonna have to find a way to get back into the groove of things. Especially now that tragic happened with Damar Hamlin. I don't know how they'll recover, but I think their coach is a very good coach, and I think Josh Allen and Diggs are good leaders in that locker room, and they'll get them rally up. And I mean, they'll play for him, man. They'll definitely will, and I can see the Bills making a deep playoff run. So right now, as it stands, I have the Bills at 5. At 4, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Man, the Bengals are one of those teams that they're hot at the right time. You know, when you're playing in the NFL, you don't want to get hot too early because if you do, you'll just fizz right out. But they're getting hot at the right time. They're getting hot at the end of the season. All their players are healthy. The receivers are healthy. Burrow is playing exceptional. The defense is playing great. The running game everything is working very good for the Kansas City Bengals. I mean, I will not be surprised if the Bengals make it to the Super Bowl again this year. That's how good they've been playing so far. So right now I got the Bengals at 4. At 3, I have the Eagles. Now the reason I have the Eagles at 3 is I'm a believer in the Eagles as a team. But this last couple of weeks without Jalen Hurts, I thought the defense would have stepped up and tried to say, hey, listen, our main guy is hurt. Let's win these 2 games for him so he can come back and we'll have that number 1 seed. But right now they're still fighting for that number 1 seed, and they lost the 2 games to Dallas, and I don't know who the last game was to, but I think it was the Saints. Yeah, I mean, it was a ridiculous loss. But without Jalen Hurts, I don't know what the Eagles really are, and I don't know how they're going to look like with Jalen Hurts coming back. Is he going to be 100%? Is he going to be 90%? I mean, if Jalen Hurts didn't get hurt, I think the Eagles would be either 1 or 2 for me. But right now, I got them at 3, so I have the Eagles at 3. At number 2, I have the San Francisco 49ers. This is a scary team, man. This team have the pedigree to win the Super Bowl. And now they have Brock Purdy, their rookie quarterback, playing as well as any quarterback plays. I mean, he was just tossed into the fire, and he played out of his mind. He's not turning the ball over. He's very good with his decision making, and he has an arm. I mean, he can throw it downfield. Kittle is coming back. You know, Kittle has been playing very well. I think Deebo Samuel is going to make a comeback in the offseason. I mean, in the playoff. And then we have McCaffrey, who's playing out of his mind. The defense, you know what they are. I mean, they are a Super Bowl defense, and I can see them just win based on their defense. So that's how good the Niners are. So right now, I think I have the Niners at 2. And for me at number 1, I gotta have the Chiefs, man. I gotta have the Chiefs. I mean, I am a believer in Mahomes, man. I have never seen any talent like this. This man can single-handedly will his team to a win. It doesn't matter how much down they are. It doesn't matter how bad they look. He can single-handedly will his team to a win. So I mean, I think the best thing is bet on Mahomes. You know, so I'm gonna bet on him. I think something tells me that he's gonna win the MVP, and the Chiefs are gonna make a run for the Super Bowl. And it wouldn't surprise me if he wins the MVP, the Super Bowl, and Super Bowl MVP. I mean, this young man is ridiculous what he's doing. So anyway, guys, that's my quick video. Giving you my MVP picks right now, and then my power rankings, my top 5 power rankings. So anyway, guys, I love you guys. Please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'm going to release another video tomorrow, giving you guys my picks for the final week of the NFL. I mean, it's already here, man. It's so sad, but you know what? It's exciting. It's very exciting. The NFL is coming to an end. The regular season that is coming to the end, and then we're coming to the most exciting part of the NFL, which is wild card weekend, divisional weekend, championship weekend, and then we got the Super Bowl, man. I mean, this next month and a half, 2 months, man, is going to be fantastic. I love it. I can't wait for it. Anyway, guys, again, hit that like button, subscribe, and share. Love you guys. Peace out.